everyone, and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show, where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. We're getting off the blind tasting format for this one. This is Sauvignon Blanc from Washington State. Still doing wines for Washington State. August is Washington Wine Month, second one, by the way. And we are going to do a wine that I am very, very picky about, Sauvignon Blanc. I actually have a very small, I believe, Sauvignon Blanc section in the domestic side because I am so picky. I will not bring in flabby, sweet Sauvignon Blanc. I want it to be crisp, fruity, and hopefully a little bit of minerality. Doesn't always have to have that. You get most of that from the old world. Bigger New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc section because everybody loves New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc. But domestic Sauvignon Blanc is quite a bit different than New Zealand. New Zealand, of course, is known for its grapefruit quality of Sauvignon Blanc. Sauvignon Blanc is one of the parents of Cabernet Sauvignon. Now, question for you. Sauvignon Blanc is one of the parents. There's another parent. There's two grapes that created Cabernet Sauvignon. Do you know the second grape? Put in your comments. I want to see how many of you know what was blended, or not blended, but what was hooked with Sauvignon Blanc to make Cabernet Sauvignon. Let's get started right off the bat. This is the 2021 Magnificent Wine Company Sauvignon Blanc, Columbia Valley. This rolls in at $10. Magnificent Wine Company, very familiar label to a lot of people. Let's see what this one's all about. And I thought it was very interesting that the Cabernet blind tasting has had more views than the Chardonnay tasting. Even in if you compare how long it's been up. And that's very interesting to me because Sauvignon Blanc, or Chardonnay, is the #1 selling wine in the United States, behind Cabernet Sauvignon. Yet, I think more people are interested in Cab, as far as a blind tasting goes, than they are in Chardonnay. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Okay, very light in color. Yeah, almost pale straw. Let's see what we get on the nose. A bit of apple, definitely apple, melon, a hint of pear. Let's see what we get on the palate. Nice and jazzy. Get a little kiwi, lemon, lime going on. This is a fruity, dry wine. Exactly what I said I like in Sauvignon Blanc. $10, guys. Just a touch of bubble gum, which can happen sometimes, especially with wines that are newer vintages. But this is a lively, fresh, solid Sauvignon Blanc for $10. I would not be afraid to have this when guests are over. They would never guess it at $10. I wouldn't. Good balance. A little touch of minerality on the finish. I like the flavors in the mouth. They're zesty, wild, not wild, but they're just really there, kind of bright, fresh. I like it. I like this wine. $10, guys. Magnificent Wine Company. This is a great value. I'm gonna go BB plus on that. I think it's a solid wine. Don't carry that in the store, but I will, definitely. Now let's move on. Very well-known producer, Waterbrook Sauvignon Blanc. I believe the Red Mountain Cab did well in the Cab blind tasting. So, Waterbrook Sauvignon Blanc, 2021, Columbia Valley. This rolls in at $11. So another great value, perhaps. Again, very pale, just a hint of straw on that one. Let's see what we get on the nose. It's pretty challenged on the nose. Slight apple, maybe a little bit of pear. Yeah, not super exciting. Let's see what we get on the palate. Yeah. I get some citrus notes for sure. A little bit of grass coming through on this one, which is interesting. I will say that. It's fresh, it's clean, it's dry, but not super complex. This could be considered a crowd pleaser Sauvignon Blanc. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not very interesting to me. I like my Sauvignon Blancs to be a little more interesting than this. But the citrus notes hang on for a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna go C plus B minus on that. Yeah, I mean, it's $11, good value. $10, I would drink this one before that one. Just saying. Let's move on. This is the Substance Wines 2021 Sauvignon Blanc. This is one of Charles Smith's wines. A lot of people know Charles Smith. He used to have the Kung Fu Girl Riesling, the Eve Chard. You know, he sold off that particular line. Now he's working on Substance Wines and his Charles Smith wines. Let's look at the color. Again, very pale. You don't expect something. This has a little bit more straw color than the other two. Let's see what we get on the nose. Ooh, little stink action. Little petrol on the nose. That's very interesting. Getting a little grapefruit in the background with a little bit of petrol. Splash a little bit of that gas on the grapefruit. I actually like that. A lot of times I find that wines that have petrol, especially, you get into Rieslings, German Rieslings, Alsatian Rieslings, they'll have a lot of that, what I call rubber boot or petrol thing. And I find a lot of those are very nice on the palate. So don't let that nose part throw you off. Touch of grass in the background as well. Let's see what we get on the palate. A lot going on here, guys. I get pomelo, I get some grapefruit, I get a little bit of citrus going on, maybe some kiwi as well. Little lemon, lime, kiwi, grapefruit. It's pretty zesty on the palate, guys. Pretty zesty. That's almost for me, and when I'm looking at Sauvignon Blanc, and I say this because I think when I buy wines for the store, I'm looking for wines that will be well received by the people buying them. And I know there's some people that do like, Sauvignon Blancs that are oaked, for instance. Emolo has a little bit of oak on it. People like that. I understand that, but I think that's a very limited crowd. I think people want a Sauvignon Blanc like this, kind of dry, zesty, acidic, but not over the top acidity. This is nicely balanced, and it has those flavors that people love. A little bit of that grapefruit from the New Zealand side, but it definitely has some other things going on that I really like. I like the kiwi kind of citrus thing. Super excited about this one. I'm going to go A+. Straight A+. Nice job, Charles, on that wine. Let's move on. Brown Family Vineyards, Bittner Estate, Sauvignon Blanc 2021. So these are all the same vintage. This rolls in at $18. Now you're getting into rarefied field here. 18 bones. Yeah. I do have a favorite. I guess I'll mention it on this episode because I do like JB Newfield. Does a great Sauvignon Blanc. It's $20. So, sometimes you get into those upper dollars. I mean, amazing how many people will spend $25 on Duckhorn Sauvignon Blanc. Crazy. Again, they're all pretty close. This is a light kind of straw color. Let's see what we get on the nose. Slightly challenged. I just get a hint of apple. Pear comes through pretty good. I get a little Bartlett pear on the nose. Yeah, definitely Bartlett pear is dominant on the nose on this one. Let's see if we get it on the palate. This is fresh, dry, not very complex, kind of, yeah. But it is dry. It does have some fruit. The pear comes through with a little bit of apple. I'm getting some apple, like Granny Smith apple on this one. There's some minerality there, which I like. 18 bucks though. I would say this is a pass for me at $18. I've had some, very interesting wines at $18 to $19, $20 range in Sauvignon Blanc. I'm going to go C+, B- on that. I think not necessarily because of the price, just because of the complexity of the flavors. They're there. It's a decent Chard, but when I'm saying decent, it's not Chard, decent Sauvignon Blanc, I want to be in the $12 range. What I'm saying. So I'm going to pass on that one. I think it's overpriced for what you get. Yeah, definitely. And, I like brown wines. I do. I like brown family wines. Don't get me wrong. But this particular one, I think, is overpriced for what you get. I think this is a $12 to $13 Sauvignon Blanc that they put an $18 price on. There you have it. Washington State Sauvignon Blancs. This one will be in my set because I just think it's a fantastic Sauvignon Blanc. And it's warm out today, so I have some whites to enjoy for the evening. Thanks for taking a little time out of the day. I appreciate your support. I got to do a shout out to a few of the new subscribers. I'm getting, hedging towards 700 subscribers. Not that that matters, but it's very encouraging me. I like it. It feels good that people actually want to watch my episodes. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.